story time. So ever since I was like 8 years old, I've always gotten headache. And I don't know why. I drink water, I eat enough food, and I get enough sleep, but I still just be getting headaches for no reason. Anyways, my freshman year, someone convinced me that I had a brain tumor. I really believed it too. It was quite embarrassing. So I was doing cheer at the time, and I was getting nosebleeds like every single day along with a raging headache. And they would always happen randomly. Like I wasn't doing anything to cause them. It just happened. So one day in the middle of my math class, my nose just started bleeding. Before that, I had a terrible headache, and the girl that was sitting next to me told me my nose was bleeding. As I'm cleaning my nose, the girl's like, I noticed that you get a lot of headaches and nosebleeds. My grandpa had a brain tumor, and I think that's what you have. And I was just sitting there like, I guess this is how God wanted me to go out. The whole day I was stressing. Then when I get home, I start writing my mom a goodbye letter and picking out the clothes I want at my funeral. Then I told my sister about it, and she smacked me upside the head and called me stupid.
I found this old video from like 7-8 months ago when I first started TikTok, and I've been watching it over and over because it's so cringy. And yesterday I hit 300k, which you guys are amazing. The support is so sometimes I forget how to speak. The support is so overwhelming. I love my slime squad, and so I wanted to go back and take a look at this video, and I don't even know what I was trying to do with the slow-mo. Like, I just had no idea. I think this was like my slime swirl tutorial, and then I didn't like do the voiceover. Like, no one needed the tutorial, and I just never ended up posting it. Where even is the slime at this moment? Like, okay, it's back. And I just don't know how to center it. It's not zoomed in. Oh my god. At least back then, I had a pretty professional background going for me. Honestly, I like the marble better, so that's why I decided to stick to it. My god, we've come so far.
This is why you always say yes to tandoori chicken. In 2012, a high school tutor and her student stayed up so late one night studying that by the time they were done, the buses had stopped running. Without another way home, the student asked if he could stay the night at her place. Reluctantly, she agreed. When they got back to the apartment, she fell asleep on her bed and he fell asleep on a blanket next to her bed on the ground. A few hours later, she wakes up to the boy standing awkwardly in the middle of the room with a very strange look on his face. She asks him, what's wrong? He looks at her and says, I'm really hungry. Let's go get some tandoori chicken. Confused, she says, it's 2 a.m. Just get a snack in the cupboard. And he grabs her by the arm and he says, no, we are getting tandoori chicken right now. And he yanks her from the bed. Feeling totally caught off guard by this whole situation, she goes into the hall with the boy, and as soon as the door shuts behind them, she can tell that he is terrified. He looks at her and just says, I'm not actually hungry. When I woke up, there was someone under your bed.
Story time about how I got caught skipping school almost every day of my senior year. So our school had just started this new thing where you fill out all your contact information online. And my dad was like, okay, yeah, just fill yours out. And it pretty much was who can pick you up, who can make early dismissals for you, who they can call if you're in trouble. Well, I decided to be a sneaky little bastard and put my boyfriend in for every single one of those contacts. I would start school around 7:30 a.m. and I would go to the nurse's office at like 9 a.m. and she would call and my boyfriend would act like my dad and be like, okay, yeah, just let her drive home. Well, my guidance counselor noticed after about 3 months of me never being at school. So she called the number hoping to speak to my dad. But instead she got my boyfriend. And he just thought it was a random person, so he didn't act like my dad. Because neither of us knew. Like for part 2.
Why you should be really careful how you treat people. And also why you should stick up for people. When I was in 8th grade, I was really good friends with this kid named Damon. Me, him, and this other friend of mine, we were all at the same table. In English class, we would joke around, talk about the same TV shows and movies. We were the loudest group by far. But near the end of the school year, Damon ended up moving. And it really sucked, but we said goodbye to Damon, who I should tell you was this small, short, funny, wisecracking kid. Didn't matter what you threw at him, he was super witty. So he said goodbye to him, we all went to 9th grade. It was either the end of 9th grade or the middle of sophomore year that I saw Damon again. He had transferred back to our school, saw him at a pep rally, and I was sitting by myself because I despise pep rally. He was like, Josedak, do you remember me? I was like, oh my gosh, David? He was so much taller, face looked different, his voice was deeper. This was obviously a different kid, but really happy to see me. So we started talking, catching up. Then I started noticing that he was getting hit in the back of the head with tiny paper balls. He wasn't even flinching. I looked behind me to see 3 boys throwing paper balls at him. What? Dude, do you see what they're doing? Yeah, I'm used to it. What? This was not the same witty boy that I knew. Oh my god, I'm running out of time. Watch part 2 to see my
I am gonna cry. Okay, so basically, me and my sister share a bathroom. We have shared a bathroom for quite a while now.
and I have a pink toothbrush that I've been using for maybe 3 months now, maybe longer. It's a good toothbrush. So I go upstairs last night to brush my teeth, as I should. And I grab my toothbrush and I realize the bristles are wet. So I look at my sister and I'm like, "Did you use my toothbrush?" And her eyes got really wide and she was like, "Yeah, why?" And I'm like, "How long have you been using this toothbrush?" And she said, "For a few months now." So me and my sister have been using the same toothbrush for over 3 months.
Part 2 of the kids throwing paper balls at my friend's story. So when I told Damon this was happening and he didn't seem to notice, I was very confused. The kid that I used to know would not let this fly. He instead kept his head down, insisted that it was okay, and said that he was used to it. Whatever happened between 8th grade and now completely changed the way that he viewed this behavior. I saw it as unacceptable. He thought it was okay. So instead of accepting that, I turned around and said, "Hey, what are we in 5th grade?" The 3 boys looked at me from the top of the bleachers and said, "Whatever." That's what high schoolers who act like 5th graders say. And then I said, "Stop it, it's not funny." They didn't stop. They laughed. But Damon thanked me. I didn't know who this kid was anymore. I can only assume that this type of stuff was happening to him often. That kids at his new school were treating him poorly. And because of that, he thought he was less than. I literally never saw Damon again after that day. But I hope that he knows that he can stand up for himself and that that behavior is not okay. Be careful how you treat people. It stays with them. It can fundamentally change them. Get them. Bye.
Hi guys, hopefully you can hear me. My microphone's not been working too well, but I just want to clarify a couple of things. Number one, let me know what you guys want to see. I'm going to continue doing my storytelling series with like slime, and I'm going to continue doing my like store-bought slime review series, reviewing my own slime series, making slime, all of the series that I do. But anything specific you guys have in mind, comment down below. Also, I just wanted to say, for those of you guys who wanted to know, I saw a bunch of creators doing slime storytelling, but I got my idea from NCISS Slimes.
Hi guys, here's a story time while I'm cleaning. So one day my friend had this account and she decided she didn't want it anymore, so she gave it to me. At the time it had about 10 to 15 followers, so I was like, sure, why not? I posted a video without knowing it blew up, and it started gaining followers a lot faster. So I decided to post another one, and that one also blew up, so then I started gaining more followers. Once my friend realized how many followers and how many likes I had, she decided that she wanted the account back. I definitely didn't want to give the account back, but I did because it was hers to start with. So I'm making this account to try and gain back my followers. So if you're seeing this on your For You page, just give it a like, that's all. And if you wanted to follow me, this account's pretty much like get ready with me and like kind of like aesthetic videos, you know? And like vlogs, daily vlogs, you know? Okay, yeah. Bye guys.
This is why you should always keep your head on a swivel. In 2017, an elderly woman who lived alone thought she saw something moving in her backyard and went to the window to have a look. As she's looking around, a shadowy figure emerges right on the other side of the glass, standing in her backyard. Terrified, she keeps an eye on the figure while calling police, but by the time she hangs up, the figure's gone. When the police arrive, her front door is unlocked, so they go inside and they find her still sitting in front of the window looking for this figure. The police search the backyard, but they don't find anything. When the police go back inside to search the house, they quickly find some large footprints that couldn't have been hers in the room that she was sitting in and all around the first floor. That's when they realized what was going on. She wasn't seeing a shadowy figure in her backyard. She was seeing the reflection of someone in the room with her.
Okay, part 2. Okay, so pretty much what happened after that is she called and like she found out that it wasn't my dad. And then she went digging and like she like called my sister to the office and she was like, "What's your dad's phone number?" And my sister was like, "Why? Like, don't you guys have it already?" And I also put the same numbers for my sisters so that way in case this Jay came, then you know, it wouldn't look suspicious. Well, I don't know what she threatened my sister with, but she scared the hell out of her, so she gave her my dad's number. And so my sister told me whenever she got home, so I went to school the next day. And it was like a surprise party whenever I walked in the office. The dean was there, the principal was there, and my guidance counselor. So I got in trouble and then they were like, "Oh, we're calling your dad." So what did I do? I left before they called him.